after we eat some of this delicious looking food. But I just want to briefly introduce myself. My name is Alex Law. I'm running for the Democratic nomination for the United States Congress right here in the 1st District, right here in Camden City. And I'm going to tell you after we eat why my candidacy is worth your consideration, why my wonderful team of freeholders that we have running with me, Monique Ragsdale and Stephen Kelly, are worth your consideration. So I'm looking forward to that. So,
right.
Thanks, everybody.
Awesome. All right, good.
All right.
You guys a quick rundown of my educational journey. In Wilson, I had a 1.1. Wasn't supposed to graduate my senior year. Was able to get my gym grade changed from an F to a C, so I graduated. Still was in limbo about what I wanted to do with school. Wasn't sure. I didn't think I was smart enough to really achieve at a high level. Went to Camden County. I failed out. I was 19 at the time. Got into some trouble. Went to jail 8 days after my 20th birthday. Was able to go to court and went to trial on my beat the case. And for me, that was a really life-changing experience. Most of my relatives spent most of their time in jail, my peers, my family. So for me, I knew I didn't want that. Went back to Camden County. That's when I really built a closer bond with Mr. Benson. Had about a 3.8 at Camden County, did really well. Started applying to different schools, got into a ton of schools. Went to Penn, University of Pennsylvania, which is the Ivy League, one of the 8 Ivy Leagues. And was really confused about what I was going to do there. Mr. Benson told me to take my shot. And I got there, succeeded, got involved in the community. This last semester, from August to December, I worked at the White House Office of Management and Budget. The community is really involved, can really help every kid have the opportunity that I've had and that I'm going to continue to do. So I just want to say I endorse Alex. I'm really excited about what he has to bring to politics and to the city of Camden. And really, once again, I just can't stress enough the grassroots level, which Mr. Benson represents, is just having people really grabbing the kids off the streets from the ground up and building the community from the bottom up. And really seeing every kid do amazing things in the city.
To be a part of running for freeholder, first of all, I want to say I admire all his policies. I've been following Alex Law even as I ran for city council, because this was something that he was speaking of, and I believe that we need to bring. A lot of people don't get in politics because of the corruption and stuff, but now we need to wake up and start bringing a new face to politics, because we're supposed to stand for the people. And if we're not standing with the people, there's some type of way where our voices get muttered down. We don't have a voice. We don't get to say on things that happen that affect us, whether it's on the policy level or the social level. We can't actively, with our current administration, advocate for these programs and services to come to our community. We don't have a community benefit or community agreement for these corporations that are coming here to incorporate training and jobs. These are kind of things that residents should have a say so. So with that little bit of background, I want to say thank you all for coming. You can learn more about me. I'm on Alex Law's website. We have our policies listed, and you can click on the link and go into details. And thank you for coming.
So I grew up in the suburbs. Grew up in Voorhees, New Jersey, live in Collingswood now where my family has its roots. And we started this campaign because we saw on the news Congress not performing in the way that we thought it should. We saw on the news our current Congressman, then Congressman Andrews, being investigated by 60 Minutes on primetime television, embarrassing our region for corruption. We saw, when we opened the newspaper or looked online, the amount of cronyism and corruption and graft going on right here in our own communities. We saw that the city of Camden, a place that has had Democrats that supposedly care about the residents of the city, that have governed the city for 30 years, and no substantive improvements actually happened. So we said, you know what? Rather than sit at home and complain about the things that we don't like, we said, let's get out there and actually do something about it. So we made some flyers, not as nice as the ones we have now. We made a website, and we went out and actually started talking to people about the ideas that we believe in. And from that very small start, a few citizens in this wonderful country of ours, we now have over 150 volunteers. We've knocked on 50,000 doors in the 52 communities that make up this district. We made over 50,000 phone calls, and we were posed for an incredible, historic, dramatic victory on June 7th. Now, when I say we have a large team, we do. A passionate team. But I have never been the kind of leader that says, do something for me that I do not do myself. So I have personally walked 1,000 miles over the last 8 months and knocked on 10,000 doors to talk to people in every single one of the 52 towns in this district. Because I need to know what real people care about. And in this campaign, my opponent, Mr. Norcross, a name many of you are probably familiar with, he is someone that has voted with Republicans more than any Democrat in the state of New Jersey. He has actively worked against our president. More than any Democrat in the entire state, even though Camden, the biggest city in this district, was one of the big reasons why Barack Obama was able to win New Jersey in 2008. And from his time in the State House creating this Economic Opportunity Act, which is supposedly helping residents in the city, we know that hasn't happened. Money is flowing into Camden, but where is it going? It's going to the downtown and wealthy suburban developers and not to residents of the city. The cost per job, over $300,000. I could give every single person in this room with no plan $300,000 in cash today. I guarantee you every one of us would create more than one job. We are wasting our dollars to put it in the pockets of those who create these bills. And fundamentally, to me, that is not okay. Because this campaign is based on a fundamental principle that Teddy Roosevelt said over 100 years ago, that when we rule ourselves, we have the responsibility of sovereigns, not of subjects. And I think for too long, here in Camden County, in this district, in this community, we have felt like subjects rather than the sovereigns of our democracy that we really are. And this campaign aims to change that. Aims to change the kind of cronyism and corruption and lack of progress that this city has seen. To make sure if we spend millions and billions of dollars to build economic prosperity, that those who benefit from it are the residents of the town that is trying to be helped. That in a city like Camden, with tens of thousands of residents, and those billions of dollars flowing here, why is it the case that there is still no major supermarket in the city? Why do families in this city have to take multiple buses to get to supermarkets in the suburbs when we are spending billions collectively of our tax dollars to supposedly improve the city? These are things that must change, and it comes from a fundamental change in the leadership that we have in government here. Now, in some of the materials I provided, I talk about the power that Camden has, and they have been convinced, or tried to be convinced, that you do not. In 2008, 11,000 residents of Camden that still currently live here voted for Barack Obama. In the last primary election, in 2014, 1,900 Camden residents came out to vote. The winner of that election in 2014 that put this machine in power and cemented their hold over all of us only got 18,000 votes from 52 communities all across South Jersey. So Camden alone, if we wanted to, could change this entire election. Only through convincing us that we do not have the voice do they maintain their dominance. But if we step forward together, and that's what this campaign has been about, bringing people together so that we can collectively say enough is enough to these special interests that have taken advantage of us and our families. If we bring people together to say enough is enough, we can achieve great things.